Measure and stick, yeah, it is. It's Buffalo on Thursday night, and you and I both understand that the Bills matter more than anybody else to Bill Belichick. Welcome to Quick Slants. After famously not forcing a punt in 2 late-season demolitions by the Bills, Patriots revamped both sides of the ball in the offseason. Tried to get faster and more explosive on defense. They tried to get more productive and simplified on offense. It remains a work in progress. Forget the current standings. Buffalo runs the East post-Brady. The Patriots are 1-4 against them since Tom left, and the losses were a combined margin of 70 points. The lone win came when Mother Nature leveled the playing field with howling wind. Can the Patriots hang Thursday night? We're going to find out. Game plan. Signs of life. We did see some from the offense. Wild card race. We'll update you on the standings and the road ahead. Startling figures. You're going to be just eye-poppingly stunned by some of the stuff I'm going to tell you in my slant. And, of course, irrelevant questions with our guy, Jonathan Jones. Everybody, put your hands together. Here comes Kay Adams.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
I know. How are you?
I'm great. How great is it with Patriots football on Thursday night? I'm into this. Huge game.
Back. I love this because you get the Sunday slate, and then there's not a huge wait before the team is playing again, and we get to digest it. Speaking of digesting, did you whisk the parents back home and away from the West Coast, Kay?
Thank God. Quickly, safety. It was really fun, Tom.
Oh, she said with a grimace. Come on, you had an unbelievable time, and I can't wait to see the Addams family Christmas photos. Okay, let's hit the quick fire. It's presented by your local New England Honda dealers.
Let's do it. Our guy, Devin McCourty, interrupted in this press conference by Mr. Kraft himself for that 200 start that's going to happen. Well, he and a guy who I think should be in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation, Matt Judon, spoke about how the Bills offense hasn't had to punt against them in 2+ years.
It's no secret. I mean, defensively, we haven't played well the last 2 times we played them, and that has to change if we want to have a chance to win. We gotta play way better defensively. We know they have one of the top 3 offenses in the whole NFL. Like, that's no secret. Everyone knows that. They have arguably the best quarterback in the NFL.
I'd be happy if they don't got a punt. We get all picks. We force fumbles. Like, I don't really care if what we see they punter, as long as we get stops and turnovers. And so the pride thing, you just got to kind of flip it. Like, they ain't punt. They had 5-6 turnovers.
Show me the punter, Tom Curran. Interesting game. And you keep saying it like if there's an asterisk. Post-Brady, they rule the AFC East. Post-Brady, this and this and this. I don't think they look at it that way. They own it. There's no past. They're very much in the present, and a future Super Bowl's on their mind.
And it should be, because despite the record, when we look at what this team can do and has a history of having done last year, we know the 13 seconds in the AFC Championship game that broke Buffalo's hearts again. But this is, in my mind, one of the most explosive and complete teams in the AFC, and the Patriots right now just have to show that they have closed the gap, Kay. That's the biggest thing. I hate to talk about a possible moral victory Friday, but the Patriots have been blown out so resoundingly by the Bills. Yeah. Just show competency in that some of these tweaks worked. Is that a low bar? That's a low bar.
It's true. I like what you're saying, but you have Josh Allen to deal with. And Josh Allen, he's very smart. He's crafty. He's athletic. He's got weapons. They just added Naeem Hines, who I talked to a few hours ago, who scored the opening touchdown against the Patriots just last year. So you got to keep your eye on him. But Josh Allen has to be scared of this Patriots defense, right, Josh?
Obviously, you talk about Judon. He's a game wrecker right now. I think he leads the league in sacks. I think their secondary, again, it's a Patriot secondary. It's guys that are smart, tough football players that can play multiple spots. They can play man from zone looks and zone from man looks, and I think that's, why a lot of people struggle against them.
Here are Allen's numbers in his last 2 games against said Patriots. Over 300 yards average passing, 8 touchdowns, zip in the interception column. And he's also been good at using his legs. He does that. He has a passer rating of 134. He's kind of doing that thing, Tom, that Bill Belichick does, where he waxes poetically about an opponent before he crushes their soul.
Yeah, and I mean, he could tear their beating hearts from their chest cavity and show it to them, as he did twice last year. But, Kay, what's interesting about Josh Allen right now, he's dealing with an elbow injury. His accuracy has been off. Some of his decision-making's been off as well. The Patriots could choose to play man if they feel they can match up with that array of weapons that Buffalo has. But if they do that, when you're playing man, this is what happens, and people are going to be mad because I have an IFB. You turn around, and you're not looking at the quarterback because you're chasing the receiver. So that being the case, next thing you know, you have 6'5", 250-pound Josh Allen running up your posterior because you didn't know he was running. So that's the problem that Josh Allen poses. How'd you like
One of the many problems, of course. And I'm telling you, I talked to Naeem Hines. I said, what are your impressions of Josh Allen? And he says he doesn't get enough credit for how smart he is. Sure, he's funny and he's great on camera and he's athletic and everybody focuses on that arm, but he knows what's going on, and we'll see what kind of match he is for that Patriots defense. And when I talked to Naeem Hines, I told him, listen, there's this Cole Beasley factor that I do think Josh Allen is missing a little bit. Different positions, of course, but who's the guy you're going to safety blanket when you need 5 yards? Tom Brady, as you know, he needed that all the time from his slot receivers. He's missing that. And I'm wondering if Naeem Hines, 4 weeks in now, learning the playbook, can get a shot tomorrow or on Thursday night under the bright lights. I'd be looking at him in this one. All right, we got to get to the Patriots offense side of things. Mac Jones, I got to show you some numbers. They're not going to be pretty. This is his last 2 games against the Bills, 0-2. 188 yards per game through the air, 2 touchdowns, 4 picks. He was sacked 4 times. What do you got?
I do have a caveat to this. He was the least of their problems in the playoff game. He ran the ball well. He made good decisions. The Patriots, that game just got completely out the barn door and down the road before the Patriots had any opportunity to catch it. So to me, Mac Jones will most likely be the least of their problems. What will be interesting is the Bills compressed the middle of the field last year against Mac. Wanted him to throw outside. Obviously, they didn't throw much at all when they were in Buffalo. But that could be the case again. We are expecting a significant amount of wind the next couple of days. We'll see how windy it is on Thursday night because Mac will have to drive the ball through the cold. Early December wind. Okay, early December.
I know. I mean, I just hope that, I hope that Bill Belichick can early December, late November, the opponent in the AFC. We got to look at the playoff standings, my friend, because it is a wild card race. Bengals 7-4 tied with the Jets. Pats and Chargers tied at 6-5. Where do you come out with as it stands heading into week 13? I can't believe it.
Yeah, look at these teams the Patriots are competing with. The Patriots combined wins, 43 is the combined wins of their opponents right now. Next up, it's the Jets and the other team there that's not the Chargers. Oh, the Bengals are at 39-38. And then the Chargers, who Kay has a huge affinity for. Chargers, look at that. They only have 29 total wins. What's the story here, Kay? Are you that big?
The heart wants what the heart wants. The heart wants what the heart wants. Some might call him a social media quarterback. I happen to think he's pretty great, that Justin Herbert. So, continue your thought. We don't have a lot of time. Yeah.
West Coast K. No, that's the bottom line is the Patriots have a much harder road to travel. And it's like that. And they're going to have to flip one of these games against one of these teams, whether it be Minnesota, Buffalo, Jets, Dolphins, whoever. Are we going to the poll now, Buckets?
Nope. I'm going to show you one that's really
goody.
It's this Cardinals meme, and it says Fire Cliff. What do you make of this tumult?
It's tough, but this is their next opponent, and they're going against a dual threat quarterback, so they have this kind of tumult going into it. We look at that. The Patriots have already ushered to the unemployment line Frank Reich and ushered to the bench Zach Wilson. Could they be the ones who usher Cliff Kingsbury to the unemployment line as well? Now it's time.
Woo-hoo!
From the stands. Today's poll presented by Shaw's. Perfecting the art of fresh. Asked a simple question, got some simple answers. Your Patriots-Bills result will be Patriots by 1-3, 16%. Patriots by 4+, 12% of you. Big-time homers. That's okay, though. Why else would you be watching this if you weren't a homer? You want to see what people have to say. Bills by 4, and then 68% a sniff and blowout. Okay, what do we got?
All right, Hector over on Twitter. We appreciate the tweets. Bills look like they're back on track offensively. Mac looked better in the last game, but I don't think the Pats offense has the firepower to keep up with the Bills, even with the Pats above average D. Brian says, I'm forever an optimist, and I think the Pats squeak it out by 1 to 3 points. Revamped and faster defense, the offense showing they can move the ball and score, and a home crowd that should be amped on Thursday. I think the Pats can pull it out. Harry says, I say Patriots 1-3. I don't think the Bills are the team everyone thought they were going to be. If they get the wrong matchup in the wild card round, they will be gone soon in the playoffs. Simon says if the Bills ain't who everyone thought they were, then who the hell are the Patriots?
See that crosstalk? See that crosstalk among the commenters? I love that. And I love the activity. I love so many people getting involved on Twitter. And of course, the people who are out there who make sure that they listen to and watch Kay on Up and Adams on FanDuel TV. Now this is your opportunity to ask Kay. I'm actually going to take care of this. This is Tom Brady speaking, Kay, about his possible future. This is from the Let's Go podcast.
Okay.
Look, losing is hard for all of us, but I'd rather lose and play than not play at all. And, I love playing. I love competing. I love trying to be a little bit better every day. I love going out there with a sense of purpose to try to get better. And ultimately, I love trying to play at a championship level for my teammates.
Do you sniff a guy who might come back and play at 46?
Yeah, he might. I won't say he will, but I think it all depends on how he leaves the season this year. And I will say, and I talked to Darius Butler about this on my show today, he misses Bill Belichick with what's going on with Bulls. I don't know if it's the drop-off from Bruce Arians, whatever it is that wasn't working out. I do think Tom, at these moments, is like, man, I miss Bill.
He probably does miss Bill, and he misses the Bill that Tom and Bill made beautiful music together with. Because sometimes I look at Bill and say, Bill misses Tom because Tom was the dress that covered up all sins, as they say.
Right.
And now that he's gone, it's like, oh, wow, this is more difficult than I thought. More often is Bill Belichick surprised by outcomes than I think he ever would have been in the past. Kay, great stuff today. Did you have fun?
Miss you, buddy. Love
Miss
you.
you
Congrats
too.
to Devin McCourty. Give him my love when you see him.
I will. I'm going to put Christmas decorations up here next week, too, so you're going to see a festive set. Growth potential. Brought to you by Dr. Leonard. 1-800-GET-HAIR. Get your hair back. Whoa. This will blow your hair back. In the last 8 games, the Patriots have had 81 offensive plays for 0 to 2 yards. That's not very productive. 30 plays, in addition to the 81, have lost yards. In addition to that, they were sacked 26 times. There were 5 interceptions and 4 fumbles, and there were 53 accepted penalties. That's in the last 8 games. That, ladies and gentlemen, is 196 plays of sadness. Time now for my slant. Watch out! It's hard to put a buff and shine on that pile of poo, but Bill Belichick gave it a shot this week when asked about the penalties his team has been committing at a crazy clip.
Well, we didn't have any penalties last week offensively in Minnesota. We're one of the least penalized teams in the league defensively. We haven't had very, we had a couple of penalties in the last couple of weeks, but we've been low penalties in the kicking game this year, and I think we're one of the least penalized teams defensively this year. So, and then last week we didn't have any offensive penalties in Minnesota. You tell me.
I'm going to get to all the penalties and the data related to it in just a second, but the Patriots have their biggest game of the year on Thursday. They played really well on defense for a lot of the season. They showed signs of life on offense, and I would rather look at that than Bill peeing on our legs and saying it's raining. And it wasn't just the penalties. He pushed back on the idea that the Patriots didn't make the Bills punt in the last 2 games of last season, saying that Buffalo actually lined up for a fake punt and converted on that, so it wasn't on the defense. Well, first, that's missing the forest for the trees. Second, the fake punt success by the Bills was the year before. Check these numbers. The Patriots are second in the NFL in offensive holding flags. They have 13 total. They've had 21 whistled on them. Pre-snap penalties, 13. They've been penalized 23 more times than their opponents. That's the biggest gap in the league by far. More? Okay, 20 offensive touchdowns in 11 games. They're probably not going to catch the Cam season of 34, and that was in 16 games. Face it, this has been a poorly coached team, and plunking down Matt Patricia as offensive coordinator and offensive line coach was a bad mistake. Bill said, blame me. Okay, done. The blame is yours. The team has plenty of talent. They spent plenty of money. They have the highest amount of cap allocated to tight end, 3rd highest to wide receivers. They aren't bad. They aren't good. They're just there. And they're kind of a non-factor. And it shouldn't be that way. If you want to be an optimist, these preventable mistakes are things you can fix. The best could be ahead of them. Pessimist? Shouldn't they have fixed it by now? Can't you face that, William? Come on. This isn't you. It's not like you. We got another poll for you. A little bit more from the stands. Should the Patriots run it back in 2023 with Matt Patricia as OC? Bring back Matt! There's some loyalists out there. It shouldn't be ruled out. 22%, 75%. I would lose my mind. We got a couple of comments right here. Patriots en Espanol. Patricia isn't terrible, but if Bill wants to run it back, the Patriots absolutely need somebody else to be an actual offensive line coach. Honestly, O'Brien and Josh would be better options at OC with Patricia actually working with the O-line. And I agree with that, all of that. It has not been Patricia's fault, but do those guys really want to come back here? Meanwhile, Connor says that Patricia has been bad. Honestly, not as bad as I thought he would be, but still bad. Honestly, unacceptable that Bill thought having him and Judge effectively run the offense was a good idea. And that, to me, is what has been, in essence, a thread that carries through the Patriots over the last 7 seasons. Bill Belichick being surprised at outcomes for risky decisions. Patricia and Judge are going to run the offense. You're going to revamp the whole thing, and you're surprised when it doesn't work out. You don't have a plan for when Tom Brady leaves. You're surprised that he actually does leave, and then the team nosedives a little bit. That was a stunner to you? Malcolm Butler sits in a Super Bowl because you don't think that Philadelphia can put up more than 30 points? And they do, and it hurts you, and it costs you a Super Bowl? Surprise, surprise, surprise. This didn't used to happen quite so frequently. So was it Tom masking it? Was it Bill at a more razor's edge fine sharpness? Or is it just a passage of time and that's the way it goes? Ladies and gentlemen, it's Jonathan Jones, Patriots cornerback extraordinaire. How are you?
Doing good. Can't complain.
You know, this is a return engagement on Irrelevant Questions with Jonathan. Apparently, I didn't accept an answer from you before.
Yeah, you told me I couldn't say something.
And then listen to what the question was. And I don't even like this question. I said, people are generally, and you said...
Clueless. People are generally clueless.
Clueless.
I don't think you like me insulting people like that. We all are, including myself.
Well, that's not like me because I'm pretty abrasive.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. When you went strutting into the stadium in Minnesota the other night, you were wearing a very interesting getup. Brazil.
Yeah.
How come Brazil?
Go Brazil. Go Brazil. My son's Brazilian. Yeah, he's half Brazilian, so that's the...
And how old a man is he?
He's 7 months. He'll be 8 months next month.
So he hasn't quite embraced.
No. He's baby Brazil.
But this is his first World Cup, so he's got to be over the moon.
I support for him.
This is one of my favorite portions of the program. It's called, Hey, what's your number? And that's when I ask you about your number 31. In high school, you were number 2. Mm-hmm. Did you ever have any temptation to switch your number once they started allowing you guys to?
I definitely thought about it. I thought about it. Yeah, we'll see. You know, 31 is just something, you know, Coach gave to me when I first got here, and I just stuck with it, took it and ran with it. I thought about changing the number, but just never made the change.
Does it feel like it's you now?
Yeah, it's part of me, especially here. It's part of my...
To be continued. Maybe we'll pick that thing up after the nose. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for Nostradamus. I'm sitting over here on the couch and they go, hey, they just froze. Get up there. Josh Allen, to me, this is free money. You take the under on Thursday night in Josh Allen passing yards. Why? Does that mean the Patriots are going to bottle him up? No, it's going to be a little bit windy, and the Patriots are going to be up against it with Josh Allen and that Bills offense, and they're not going to be able to generate a whole ton themselves. So as a result, you're going to see a Patriots team that is probably not scoring 14, 15 points. We have one more, too, for you on the Netherlands are next up for the Patriots. More goals for the Team USA against the Netherlands than Mac Jones touchdowns? Mac Jones touchdowns is 1.5. I would say take the USA and the goals because he's just not a prolific touchdown passing guy. All right? Listen, if you want to see the Jonathan Jones things, and I do, because there's some really actually funny clips, make sure you go to my Twitter, @Tom Curran, NBC Sports Boston on Twitter, or it's going to be on the website, NBCSportsBoston.com.